Disclaimer: I'm not responsible for any damage that you cause to your system if you mess these steps up. I create these videos for learning purposes and not to be gateways to malicious deeds. I am not a developer of any homebrew or CFW. I take no responsibility and will not be held accountable for any legal actions taken upon you if by this guide you commit illegal actions, such as piracy. This is your one warning. I provide the names of developers in the ends of my videos should you need to contact them for any reason.
Hey YouTube, it's Roy Rogers here, just doing another tutorial on 3DS hacking. This video I mentioned in another video that I said I wasn't going to do a downgrading video because I didn't want to update and downgrade my 3DS. But because my cousin saw that I had hacked my 3DS, he wanted to do the same and get some CFW on his, but he's actually currently at 10.3 .0 or -28U, which is the perfect firmware for downgrading. So I'm gonna show you it. He's on an original 3DS, so this is a great tutorial so you know that it works all the way from the beginning. As you can see, I got a stand because in my previous videos I had very shaky camera work, so I wanted to do it a little bit more professional. So as you can see right here, that he is currently on version 10.3.0-28U, and you got to be on 9.2, where the easiest firmware to downgrade to is 9.2, so you can do some CFW and all that stuff, and emulators run better on 9.2 for the old original 3DS. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead into downgrading this. And alright, so I'm going to switch over to my computer so I can show you the files we're going to do, and as always you'll find the links in your description, so let's head over there.
Alright, now that we're back at our computer, we're going to go ahead and get into Roy Rogers' 3DS downgrading made easy. So why would you want to downgrade? So 9.2.0-20X allows you to install CFW, which is perfect for backing up ROMs, installing .cias, which is the ability to install homebrew ROMs, and a bunch of other things into your 3DS. And there's a lot of other things that you can do with 9.2.0-20X. Homebrew and emulators will work faster on 9.2, and overall there's a lot more things that you can do to customize your 3DS on 9.2 than you can on 10.3 plus, or than on 9.3 plus. So, requirements. As usual, you're going to need either a 3DS, 2DS, or a new 3DS, and the XL models work for this too. It has to be on 10.3 or lower. If it's any higher, I'm sorry, you need to do a hardware mod, and currently there, unless you have a hardware mod, there is no way to downgrade. You're going to need an SD or a micro SD depending on your model, and it's going to need 4 gigabytes plus. I believe 2 gigabytes will work on this. Just for safety reasons, I always say 4 gigabytes plus and try to get the fastest level SD as you can. You're going to need a computer with an SD card slot, and this can be Mac, Linux, or Windows. And then if your computer does not have an SD slot, just get a card reader. It'll work exactly the same. It can be a USB or an extended card reader. They all work, and the files provided in the description, of course. Alright, so getting right into it, we're going to go, as you can see, I have my SD card in here, and it's already got my Nintendo 3DS folder, or not my Nintendo 3DS, as I'm upgrading or downgrading my cousin's 3DS. So it's just your basic numbered file or lettered file with a numbered file, and then X data like it usually should read. So then what we're going to do is we're going to pull off the links. So you want to get the HomeBrew Starter Kit, and this is actually provided by Smilum, who's a really good home developer on the homebrew scene of 3DS. And you're going to want to download the starter or HomeBrew Starter Kit. So that should take about one more second, and we're just going to take that over to our desktop, and we're going to open it. And if you're on a Windows computer, this will have had to be extracted with WinRAR because it's in a zip. So then after this, all you want to do is drag the dot or the 3DS boot .3dsx and themes into it with your 3DS or next on the root of your SD card. And then while that's installing, we're going to grab the updater file, which is the way that we're actually going to upgrade. And for you guys who didn't know before, that that HomeBrew is it's an exploit in our 3DS that's going to allow us to get to the tool that we use to downgrade. And then this sysUpdater, what this is it's a tool created by I don't know. I will reference him at the end of the video. I forgot his current name. It's a tool used to use files to downgrade the firmware of your 3DS to be able to use HomeBrew, and it's really great because, it allows you to get down to CFW. So, and then for you guys who don't know Mega, it will ask you to sign up, and it's a free sign up and download, and it's very useful. It's a very useful tool. Much of 3DS homebrew hacking and CFW developers use it because it's a really great cloud storage and really easy to get your development out very cheap and free, and it's really great for just normal use because it gives you 50 gigabytes of cloud storage per month. And as you can see, with it, I downloaded the sysupdater.zip to my home screen, and it'll show you a little link up here or on your toolbar where your mega downloads are. And as you can see, we have 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes for the 9.2 folder. And I'm going to have links for all the versions. As you can see, this is the USA version for the original 3DS. I'm also going to have links for the new 3DS on USA, and same for original and new for for the Japanese and Europe versions. But with this here, we can unzip it, and on a Mac, you're just going to double tap, and if you're on a Windows, you're going to want to use WinRAR or some sort of unRARing or unzipping software. And as you can see, I already set this up. This is the safest system updater. It's not going to have a logo like it usually does if you've used system updater before. And this is the safest one. It's had the least amount of bricks on your system, and I believe it's a 2% chance for you to break your system. I've done this multiple times on different devices, so I know for a fact, and I trust this will work. So all you got to do is you just want to open up your 3DS folder that we just added to your SD card, and you're going to want to put System Updater in here. And then you're going to want to go back to the root, and as you can see, we just got the 9.2 firmware files, and we have our folder. And what you're going to want to do is open this, and you're going to see updates, and you just want to drag updates to the root of your SD card. And my SD card might copy faster than you because my uncle actually bought a very good SD card for his son. It's a 32 class 10 U3 SanDisk card, so it's pretty much the fastest SD card that you can get for a regular standard SD card. And once this copies, we're done with the whole SD card portion, and we're just going to head back to our 3DS. We're just going to plug it back in, and as you can see, all we did here is we added the HomeBrew Starter Kit to our 3DS. We added the System Updater into our 3DS folder, and we added the folder inside called Updates into the root of our SD card. So now that that's done, just eject it, and we'll head back to our 3DS.
Alright, now that we're back at our 3DS, all you're going to want to do is power it on like I just did. And it's going to take us to our home menu. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click L and R. And my cousin's 3DS is a little bit sticky on the triggers, so it took a little bit of effort for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull up this website. The link's going to be in the description, and the caption will be browser hacks. And it's going to take us to a website called yellows8.mythiel.com. And you're going to see a QR code. And what you're going to want to do is on your 3DS, click on the QR code reader. And you're going to want to go over to your computer and scan the QR code. It's going to pop us up a prompt that says URL found, and it's going to be the same URL plus the 3DS browser hacks _ auto php on it. We're going to click A. And then when we click launch internet browser, it's going to take us to the internet, and if you haven't used it, it'll just set up automatically. And before you do this, you want to go into your theme management, and you want to make sure that you have that extra data created for your themes. And you're going to see all these lights glow, and then it's going to take you to something called the HomeBrew launcher. Once we're here, you're just going to ignore this stuff. You don't really need to go into it. And by the way, here's a Game Boy emulator for when you want to use it later. But you're going to click on Menuhax Manager, and we're going to click on that, and it's going to pop us up on this kind of generic created thing, and we're going to click on Install. And it's going to take about 15 seconds for you. I've already set it up before, so it was faster. And we're going to click the A button to continue. And because my cousin's triggers are sticky and they don't tend to stay on, they kind of like, it's kind of like if you were tapping it a bunch. I'm going to click configure the hacks trigger. And then I'm going to click A to continue. And I'm going to click on type 1, and it's going to tell me to press and hold a button, and when I'm pressing it, to touch the home button. And now that it's configured successfully, I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to hold the power button to turn it off. And then for you guys, if you didn't do that, follow that step because it was unnecessary. It was just for me because I can't press my L trigger correctly. All you're going to do is when we power it on, you're going to click your trigger. I'm pressing A because that's what I set it up for. And you'll just click L, and you're going to see this whole fuzzy screen. And it's going to look kind of scary because it almost looks like it might crash. And you're going to get that same HomeBrew launcher right at the beginning. You don't even have to enter the HomeBrew. And if your thing froze, just turn it off and refresh it. But for here, what we're going to do is, this is going to look kind of weird for you guys, but what we're going to want to do is we're going to click on Super FT Brownie 2 Turbo, and we're going to want to click on it, and then we're going to want to tap B really fast, just mash that B button. So what we're going to do is click A and press just B the second we do it. Alright, now that we have that going, we're going to go down to, it's going to look like a black 3DS with a green and a blue arrow, and we're going to click sysUpdater. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click A first to check update files, and it's going to go through this initial phase, and this will take a while, but this is just so you know that your files are correct and that they wouldn't break your system. A lot of people skip this, but this is an issue that may cause them if they accidentally downloaded the wrong files, or their file folder got corrupted, or this will even check to make sure that if you this would be a step that kind of saves you from a brick. So, and if you break, there's a recovery. I think it's A, B, up, something, Y, A, or something. And it'll set you into a mode that all you can do is update and restore your 3DS. But as you know, the newest update is 10.5, so if that happens, you can't downgrade anymore. So what we're going to want to do is we're just going to let it go through this whole phase, and if it says all files are good, we're just going to click Y to update. Alright, so we're going to click A to exit, and it's going to take us back to the HomeBrew launcher, and what we're going to want to do is do that whole FT Brony thing. We're going to want to, just to make sure that's still initialized, so we're going to click A on FD Brony and just mash that B button so it goes back to the homebrew menu. And now that that's there, what we're going to want to do is go back to that system updater, and then we're just going to press Y. And now, as you can see, this will take a long time. It's not going to be that fast. It might be faster for me than you because my SD card is the fastest SD card for an old 3DS. If you're on a new 3DS and you have micro SD Extreme Class 10, yours will blow mine out of the water, even though I have the fastest regular SanDisk. So we're going to go through this, and I'm going to show you the whole phase. Feel free to skip parts in this video to see where I'm at. I'm just going to show you this so you see that I didn't cut, switch DSs or anything. I just want you to know that this is 100% legit, not switching DSs, not adding any new files, not changing anything with the cut. It's just going to be 100% honesty. Sorry if you can hear that, it's probably my dog in the background. Alright, so that was the pay. It did another check. So now it's saying downgrading, and this is where you 100% do not want your 3DS to die. You do not want to shut your 3DS. You don't want to do anything that could cause your 3DS to reboot, because right here, this is where 99% of soft breaks happen, and you got to restore your 3DS and update. So I'm plugging in just to make sure that it does not turn off by any reason, and so it knows to stay awake. For you guys, you may notice that it's taken a while. I actually forgot that it checks automatically again. So now that I kind of wish I didn't do the double check, because it would have already written one is bad and made me restart it. So it's gonna write native firm files and your CIA downgrading files. And people be ready, this will take a long time. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go answer a phone call. But as you can see, as soon as it finished, it reset. And now you can see that we're going to go to our settings. And uh, you should have seen like a blue light go. And you're going to see that your whole home menu is different. And we're going to launch into our settings. And yeah, we are now currently on version 9.2.0-20U, which is currently the best for CFW until anyone creates a 10.0, but I doubt they'll do that. So if you guys found this video helpful, it'd be very nice to have a like. I'm going to post the contributors to this video down in the comments below. And stay tuned for more. Check the links in my video. I have a video on setting up your CFW and a video on updating your CFW to 10.5. So check out my videos. They're very great. And I also got an emulator one. So stay tuned for more. And thank you guys. Goodbye.
Alright guys, and credit for these tools used in the video goes to Smealum for the Homebrew launcher, Yellowzaid for Menuhax, and Profi200 for sysUpdater. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Your boy, Roy Rogers.